Hey everyone, welcome once again to another episode of Builder's Block, right here on the Transverse Network. I'm going to do the usual quick pause and just make sure everyone can actually hear me. I once again went through and kind of like reconnected everything, which didn't always work. Some of my cameras stopped working, so we'll see if I can get them working for this show. But hopefully you're at least hearing me in the correct mic this time. So please, if you don't mind, if you're watching, in the chat, I don't know where the chat is. Chat. Let me know if you can hear me and if things sound okay. And hopefully they do. And I will continue babbling. Welcome to the Builder's Block. If you are unfamiliar with our show, this is a thing we do here on the Transverse Network where a number of different creators come on different weeks. We take turns. Awesome. Thank you, Winter. We come in and we take turns sharing with you, sharing our talents, the things that we're passionate about, the things we like to create, we like to build. And so thank you, Ashley. This is what we get to do. And that's what this show is about, is sharing that fun bit of passion we have and creating and building something with you here on the stream. So I hope you enjoy it. We have many amazing builders. We have Mimi, who's now officially a part of Builder's Block. I think that was probably true a while ago, and I just missed the memo, but it's awesome. She's great, building some awesome Gundam cool creations. We have Emily, who does her amazing Star Wars droids, the custom crafted and painted droids, which are extremely cool. And then I come on here doing Lego stuff, because that is what I'm passionate about. So here we go. Here we're going to build some stuff tonight. And of course, because it's Pride, I'm taking a pause on the school I've been building over the last few episodes. We're going back to the trans train. We're going back to the LGBTQ identity train cars I've been building out of Lego. So happy Pride. Welcome to the Pride edition of Builder's Block. And I hope we have a blast together. So let me figure out where to start. Well, if nothing else, I'm going to start with a drink because, cheers. To those of you who do imbibe, great. If you don't, that's also wonderful. Never a problem. But if you do so responsibly. I am doing so responsibly by having a Pride-themed beer because I am a sucker for anything with a rainbow. I know there's lots of people who have lots of strong feelings about rainbow capitalism. I do not mean to minimize that, but I still like to see the fact that we are a profitable segment in the marketing community. If nothing else, being within a company, obviously, I've gotten to know how much it's often driven by folks within the company who want to see that representation, and so I'm happy to see it too and to enjoy. So here's a Pride-themed beer, Pixie Dust from Sloop Brewing. Again, not an advertisement. I just like the different things I drink, so that's how I'm doing. And you do see my flag up here for work. I'm also doing some calls tomorrow, so it's handy to just already have it there. But it seemed appropriate to do to bring out the rainbows for this time that I'm appearing on Builder's Block during the month of Pride. And I hope you're doing some fun things. I know I'm going to do a lot of fun things. I have been, including going to Capitol Pride in DC a couple weeks ago, which was a blast. I'm going to do a whole slew of things tomorrow, through the weekend, through the parade on Sunday. So I am preemptively tired. And I probably will end the stream right at 11 because I had to wake up at like 5 something to get ready to be on camera for a work event tomorrow, which is also cool. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing because I have an opportunity to tell a bit of my story and tell people why what Pfizer is doing for Pride. Again, not to do an ad, just this is what I'm going to do at work and I'm excited about it. I get to talk about that to other members of our colleagues and ask them to consider what they can do to make the world a better place for all of us LGBTQ folk. All right, let's do a little test because, like I said, I replugged in everything. Some things worked, some things didn't. Like for example, the keyboard I usually use here decided not to connect. It just stopped working, so I grabbed my main keyboard, which I think has enough reach from where the actual computer is over there. This camera stopped working just a few minutes ago, so let's do a little check. Because if nothing else, if it's working, I can show you the latest progress with the school that we're building on stream. So, hey, it is working. So this is the, that's a different camera. This is within the frame. I zoomed in on the front door here of the school. And that's because everything above the front door has changed. Last time I was on the last couple episodes of Builder's Block, we've been working on the interior of this Lego school. I decided I didn't really like all of the facade. I didn't love the way it was coming together. It was fine, just wasn't great. So I went back and I rebuilt some of the front of the school, and so you can kind of see it now. I know it's a little, I'm kind of covering up part of it, but the front windows there I changed. If you remember, they used to be kind of like a big square, frankly, of windows, and I thought that was a little boring. So I redid the front of the school. There it is now. You can see that. And in the back of the school, you can see it's kind of a horror show. All the kids fell down in the playground, but I'm very happy with how the school is coming together. So it's solid. We will come back to it. It will continue on future episodes of me on Builder's Block. But for tonight, we are going to continue the Trans Train, the series of LGBTQ Lego train cars, custom cars that I've been building because it's been fun. And it felt appropriate for this month to continue that. Also, I have music playing in the background. I have no idea if it's too loud or too quiet. Like from the meter here, it looks like nothing is showing at all for you guys. So maybe whip a little bit. I clearly don't know what I'm doing, but you know, you pretend I do, I pretend I do, and it all works out. So the train, let me talk about the train. I've been building and that we will continue. That's fair, Ashley. I kind of suspected that. I've moved it up. Again, it should just be faintly playing. Obviously, I don't want it to overwhelm my voice. It's a lot louder here in the room, which is why I'm not sure what's coming through to you. And because I don't really have all the skills needed to probably know how to use all the stuff I have. I will move my keyboard to the side here and bring back the existing cars of the train. So you can see what's been built so far, and then we will continue it together tonight. One of the things I built next to last was this tanker of gender fluid. So there are some very hokey jokes played with these. I don't even know if you call them jokes. Stereotypes I leaned into. Obvious truisms I went to. Okay. Hopefully it's okay that it's faint. Obviously if it sounds better, louder, quieter. Looks like it's just a few of us now. Hoping some more folks will show up too. I know this was not, I think, a well publicized edition of Builder's Block, but that's okay. And we will record it and we can play it back for the future. But for now, thank you for being here and for giving that feedback. So this is the tanker gender fluid that we have done in the past. Amusing, simple. I think it looks nice. We also have the bear car for, this is for a coworker, Raphael. This is for you, buddy. This is the bear-themed car with a bear on one side and a terrified hairy gentleman on the other. I really got a kick out of this. I think it looks nice. I feel like it came together really well. So here's the bear cattle car. We have the car carriers, the lesbian stereotypes where they all own Subarus. So we have two car carriers full of Subarus that together comprise the colors of the lesbian pride flag. So there's that. We got those two carriers. And of course we have what started it all, the original trans train engine. So here is that good old engine, which actually does have a working motor and a place for a battery compartment. So this sucker will actually work on the track and pull all these cars along. There are a few cars I know I want to make to continue the train. This is certainly one of them. I'm sorry, the one I want to make that I thought about doing for this stream, but it turns out I didn't have all the right pieces, is a partner to this one. It will be another engine, so they can kind of be back to back. And I'm thinking it will be in the colors of the Philadelphia pride flag, which if you remember that's sort of a lot of, it's down to here on this flag. So it includes the stripes that signify the people of color and their inclusion. And remembering how not only important they are, but often how disadvantaged they are even within queer communities. So it's that Philadelphia pride flag has those colors. Then with the trans colors added in, it becomes the Progress Pride flag. So my thinking is I'll have the sort of the Philly Pride flag train, the trans train, and then together they will form the Progress flag pulling the whole train along. So that's what I want to do. Again, I didn't have all of the right pieces and all the right colors to pull that off. Purple in particular was hard to find the right shaped pieces that I needed to do the cabin of that train. So instead, we're going to do 2 other cars tonight, or at least I had the pieces for 2. We'll see how much we get through on the stream, but that's the plan, is to go through a couple new cars tonight and build them together and keep the train expanding. So let's do that. Move this aside. Take another sip. All right. And the build screen. Alrighty, I think I just, broke a little pad off on the bottom of this little tray here. So here are, I hope, all of the pieces needed to put together this train. So I don't know if you have any guesses. Just look at these colors here. What identity I'm going to go with. I won't make you guess. I will tell you, but it might be a clue to see these colors here. I'll pull these pieces out. I'm gonna start with these 2 trays and come back to the other 2. Move that farther over. It's not in frame. All right. Jeez, those pieces go everywhere. Come back, come back. Alrighty. Here. So a whole mess of yellow and purple. All right, so my plan is, because I was struggling with this. I was talking with you, I know a lot, Ashley, trying to think of what other cars I wanted to do to add to the train. And I wanted to do something clever, but not like ludicrously on the nose. Like I wanted to do something that I found amusing or that felt right. I can't claim to always do a great job at that, but something did hit me today, and I was looking at different kinds of rail cars. And one of the cars I saw listed just on like Wikipedia about kinds of train cars was the intermodal transport. And intermodal transports are the rail cars that have basically cargo containers on them, but the cargo containers are designed to be lifted straight off the train and onto the truck, and off the truck and onto the train, and you never have to unload. So that's the what an intermodal car is, I guess. It has those kinds of basically the backs of trucks loaded on top of them, ready to be shipped. So I'm going to do an Intersex Intermodal train car. So we will do the colors of the Intersex flag across this rail car, this intermodal rail car. So that's the plan. I got some pictures here because I tried to build like parts of it to get a sense of how things would play out, and I wanted to remember what I did. So I took a picture of different things along the way. Again, I didn't build the whole thing. I just built portions of it. So this is going to be my attempt at recreating it. We'll see how well I do. All right. Start off, I think. It's at the far end. All right. Do that. That. Oh no, that. So one of the interesting things about doing this is trying to find ways to make it look balanced, to kind of feel like, to me, I want it to look like, oh, this could just be a rail car, and oh, it turns out it happens to look kind of like an identity, kind of a not incredibly on the nose, still pretty on the nose, but not all the way on the nose representation of the identity, while also still feeling like it could just be a Lego car, a regular Lego rail car. So that's what I'm always thinking about when I go into these things, is how do I represent this in a way that satisfies that vision I have for it. We'll see how well I did. This is a flag I hadn't been as familiar with, but I had heard more about intersex folk at the Philly Trans Wellness Conference a couple years ago, which was cool and fascinating, and not something I had really, I'll confess, had much exposure to before. So I appreciated that insight into their plight and frankly their existence sometimes, which I think is often distressingly overlooked. So that was a cool experience. I recommend learning more about them. There's a variety of great resource sites, which I should have looked up before I said all this, but I don't remember them right now. But I'll think about it later. I'll put something in the Builders Block chat on the Discord for later. All right. Plug away with these pieces. What I'm doing here, which I know might be not as easy to see from the bottom, but I have like, you know, the basic shell here of the car, and then I'm starting to do some little stuff with angles over here, and that's because I want to work in kind of a unique shape at the end of each car that I think come together pretty neatly. So I will not go further because I want to be a nice little reveal. It might be obvious, but we're going to play it like it's mysterious, so I'm going to keep on doing that. So they have a much higher percentage. Actually, it's a great question, insights about intersex people, and I should. I had the inspiration for the car, I put all the pieces together, and then I went back to work, so I didn't have quite as much already put together as I probably should have. But I can try to at least relate a few things, which is they are sadly often grossly overlooked, and not just in society, but often in the medical community. And sort of tragically, it's often because people don't always know that they're intersex. There's some things that are only revealed if you get a karyotype test, a chromosomal reading to understand what your actual chromosomes are, which sometimes that's not something that you're going to do unless you have a condition or something that prompts you to investigate it more. And part of how people can actually be in that situation, have a condition that they don't know that they have, is all too often no one tells them. Doctors, when faced with someone with a baby who has indeterminate genitalia, things that aren't necessarily super visually obvious to them, which way they want to assign gender. Hey, Mish, welcome, welcome. Rallying off some hopefully not wildly inaccurate facts about intersex people. And if I'm wrong and anyone knows I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me, because I do not purport to be an expert by any measure. And obviously I'm doing a train, which you're not looking at because I forgot to change the camera back. I'm building an intersex intermodal rail car here to continue the LGBTQ trans train. So talking about intersex folk, doctors will sometimes just make a gut call. They'll just decide what someone is. And they don't necessarily involve parents in that decision. It can happen in all kinds of different ways. The point being that some people might feel off, they might feel mismatched to their gender and have no idea why, and that is at least in part because it was never shared with them. They were never made aware, and because it wasn't advertised, they effectively went through life not knowing they were intersex, and the various complex, so obviously that's not necessarily everyone. I'm sure a number do, but that was one of the more fascinating facts I learned from that one speech years ago, was the notion that you could be intersex and have no idea because the doctor, when you were born, just made a decision, or maybe they involved your parents, maybe they didn't, but they just made a call on, you're this gender now. And so even if you have different parts for both, you could have almost gone either way, assuming you were going for ultimately towards one binary or the other. That call was kind of made for you, and which is a very distressing thought, and a very real reality for, as it turns out, a decent sized percentage of folk. I think it's even with people who are redheads, something surprising and crazy like that. So it's like I say, it's a sizable community, but it doesn't necessarily get all that much attention because it's often not very well understood. All right, and of course that also include me. I might have gotten a number of things wrong there. I apologize if I did, and welcome correction if anyone knows better. I doubt you forget me. You are on top of your game all the time. I appreciate the sentiment though. All right, so built up a little bit more here. We'll see if I remember this time to change it back. So we got a little framework going on, a little open space. I'll fill that in a second, but I have a little node here, a node here that I can attach things to. I can affix things to. One's in black, you can't really see it, but it's inside there. We got this uneven height, which will become even in a moment. So let's keep going. Boop. With the frame, we'll do with the frame. I haven't done with the frame that often. Emily's amazing builder's block frame. All right, so I will add on more of a roof. Obviously, if I wanted to, I could put like a door on the end here or something. I didn't have the right pieces in yellow, and honestly, I was being quick when I pulled together these parts. So this is what we got. Here's where we are. Let's see if I can remember how I put these roof pieces on. I never actually assembled this before. I just assembled a portion of it to get a sense of what pieces I would need, but I didn't build it all the way. So we are both getting to see this all together for the first time, and I really, really hope I got it right. Find the other pieces. All right. In a second, I'm probably going to turn on the AC again. It got crazy warm, crazy fast. Which is annoying. I think that's best. What are these? All right, I think I'm going to turn on the AC in here. As usual, let me know if it gets too loud, if it gets too much of a whooshing noise. Hopefully it will be as quiet as the music, but we'll find out. Alexa, turn on desk AC. I hope that's the right one. Oh, that didn't work. Alexa, turn on work AC. All right. Hopefully that will cool me down a little bit. Open a window. I should just open a window. Ashley, you are too smart. I will do that. I'm used to closing my windows now because they started to knock down the building behind me. And so this kind of looks down on the empty lot where they put some of the machines, which can get quite loud. So I often just do the AC. So I will run for a second just to cool me down and then open the window. That's a good thought. For now, we'll just get the air a-blowing. Oof. Has anyone else felt very frantic? I felt very frantic this Pride. I feel like I am forgetting or missing tons of not only Pride activities, but work activities, which have in some cases been the same thing. We're doing a party for work tomorrow, and so I've been sending out all the emails for all of our activities, plus we had 2 speakers. We had on the yesterday, a stream where Bob the Drag Queen came to one of our facilities in Michigan and spoke, which was very cool. And then tomorrow we have Dr. Vivian Ming, who is a lesbian, a trans woman, a speaker, and an AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning and neurosurgery expert, or I think like the use of AI in neuro. I'll find out for sure when she speaks tomorrow, but it's fascinating no matter what. And so she's going to be speaking tomorrow. So that's one of the things that's running and planning, and I'm hoping I'm not forgetting things about. All right, I'm going to pause right here to show you the first car. Or that car. This is one of 2 intermodal transports. One of the 2 things that could be lifted off of the train and put onto the back of a truck and zoomed away. So one of the 2, and hopefully you're getting an idea of how these will come together to form the Intersex flag for this rail car, but one of 2 boxes down, which went fast. It took forever for me to figure out the pieces for this and plan it, and it's like flying by now, but that's okay, because I brought pieces for 2 cars, and I do need to go to bed definitely by the end of the stream at 11, so we'll see. Even faster. We can all get a reprieve. But how about those few of you lovelies who have come by here in the chat? What are you doing for Pride, if anything? Whether that's a celebration or a protest or whatever sort of activities you're engaging in. What are you engaging in? What are you doing? And while you ponder that, I'm going to keep building. Oop, I didn't do this. I do this. Do. This piece. Did I get another? No, I didn't. All right. So on the bottom here, I'm putting a layer of plates, and that's because I wanted, when you looked at it on the side, I wanted it to be like 2 tiles thick above and 2 below, so it'd be kind of an even height, and there would be even spacing around this. So it's actually a little bit taller than I normally would do one of these, but it nicely accommodates and lets this be centered vertically on the side of it. So I'm building this up a little bit higher than I might otherwise build it. More solid. Cool. All right. It's fascinating how quick this can be. I didn't think I would remember this much about it. I pulled together the pieces a while ago, but I'm like flying through it, reassembling it here. So, 8 days left in the month. Yeah, you like Ashley said, you have all the time in the world. It's winter cold, and not only 8 days left in the month, but Pride doesn't have to stop here. Of course, if you want to celebrate, don't mean to push that on you if you don't. Not everyone does. I know we have a number of cool things lined up amongst different groups of friends. So I mentioned a thing for work tomorrow. So we have our speaker. Well, I have at 8 a.m. I'm going to be on camera to talk to a team at work. And then at 10 a.m. will be our speaker, who is calling in from the UK. And then I will try to hopefully take a nap. And then have a one-on-one with my boss and probably actually try to do a little bit of actual work. And then at 5:30, we go over to a hotel here in the city, up to its rooftop, where we get to have a fun time with an open bar for colleagues. So I am looking forward to that. And that when I do the communications for our Out Pfizer Employee Network, our LGBTQ colleague resource group. But I'm also the co-chair of the New York chapter, which sounds impressive. I don't do anything. I'm pretty much crap at it. Chantis, who's my co-chair, is amazing and does all of the true hard work. But I did do a little bit for this event to help arrange for the party and communicate it. So if nothing else, I also can't be late because I'm one of the co-hosts. So I gotta be there. So that's fun, but I have to also remember to actually nap so I can actually be awake so I can actually go to the event on time. I'm also noticing I am missing a piece, which is crazy because I thought I counted these out so well, but that's okay because I got more pieces behind me. And now we can also test another camera because this didn't work. Nope, it's me frozen in the past. So there's me frozen in the past. We'll try the other camera. Ta-da! Alright. Ooh, I got really close in this. It's a little fuzzy, but maybe that's nice. I don't know. You can let me know. I hope it will be a lot of fun. I do hope it will be a lot of fun. It's a lot of things, and I know... well, I'm sorry. I hope I enjoy it in the moment, because since there's also stress attached, sometimes things can be not as fun. I actually had another coworker who we were working on the communications before, and he said, I can't wait for Pride Month to be over. I realized I both agreed and was depressed that I agreed, because I don't want it to be over. I want it to be a blast. I want to keep on celebrating. But all of the stress and effort of everything definitely can weigh you down. And I think we are both just feeling that tiredness. That ugh, is there another thing? Can we not have a thing for a second? Can we relax for a little while? So I think that sentiment I definitely get of wanting to get past the insanity and hopefully focus just on the fun. I'm missing a couple pieces, or I probably misused pieces. I bet that was it. I probably misused a piece. That's okay. Since that's deep inside, I can use any color. And I'm gonna put it on there so I can help make a nice smooth roof. I bet that's too pixelated and bright. We'll pull out a little bit. That's a little better. Alright. So now I can put on, I know I will have extra pieces because I just kept throwing in things in, but I guess I threw in the wrong things since I was still short a couple pieces. Man, I am flying through this. That is okay. Alright, so once again we have the framework of another little boxcar, a little, not boxcar, it's a container, a shipping container. Almost there. You notice on the top I put these little ridges. I'll show you why. But I think it's kind of nifty. I'm always delighted to have any people up here. I'm so glad you're here. I am conscious I probably need to do a better job or look at what we can do to promote things better. Because I'm conscious that we have a tiny fraction of what I think we usually have. Or, of course, I am not reading the screen correctly, which is equally possible. But no matter what, I'm very grateful that you're here. Thank you for stopping by and getting to share some of this fun with me. Because you know what? It's fun no matter how many folks show up. And a pleasure and a delight. Alright, I will put on these little top bitty bits here. These little feet. And it's not easy to build circles. There are some Lego pieces that are actual circles, either tiny little studs like this, or bigger arc pieces, but they tend to be built in different ways. And even if I could make a purple circle, if I had the right pieces in purple to do it, I still would need to, what was I going to say? I would still need to have the inverse arc around it. And by the way, thank you both for awarding that, Nicole, but also apparently there are a lot more users than what I can see in this view, so that's wonderful. I hope that is the case. And again, no matter what, many or little, you are all wonderful, and I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so anyway, I'm attempting to create a purple circle here. I recognize it's a little rigid, a little angular, but hopefully the effect is still achieved, where I can take these two cargo containers together and boom, you have the intersex flag. So that is the goal and the vision with this Intersex Intermodal. Hey, it has been a while. You have not missed a lot, at least not from me. It has been a crazy, crazy time, including a vacation in DC during when I would have streamed before, so we had to reschedule some things. And you came just in time to see the completion, or both the creation but now the finalization of the intermodal intersex railcar. So I'm going to put this on here, but I want to build out this base a little bit more. I want it to not just be this simple. This whole thing here is, I guess, that sometimes, I guess if it's a really heavy car, it could go down in the middle versus going two up on the side. I think the 2 looks cooler, plus it lets me complete my intersex flag, so I'm going to build up the base of this to accommodate these cars. Now, I also mentioned, as I was rapidly babbling, that I had these little bumps on top, and so I can show you what they're for. On the bottom are these little feet, and together, they clip together and kind of hold each other in place, but the forklift can still go in between and lift off a container. So that's what those little catches are for. So you can stack other containers higher on the ship when they come over, but also we'll use these feet to hold them in place on the rail car when they get lifted off the boat, onto the truck, off the truck, onto the train. So let's build the train. Alright, so I will remember to turn the camera back this time. And here's a whole little mess of pieces for the rail car. Let's see if I can remember what this is. Yeah, I must not be seeing the right stuff, because at one point I saw just 3 people. I'm like, well, now there are 3, more than that talking, but whatever. I shouldn't be obsessed with it. It's great that anyone comes at all. So you are rock stars for that. Oh, so Logic Buster, you asked what you missed. I'm going to ask what I missed. What are you doing? What are you up to? And of course the question, given the month, what, if anything, are you choosing to do for Pride? I know last year there wasn't a parade. There wasn't, it was canceled for understandable COVID reasons. But there was still a couple other things, including a march that was more of a protest. And I did go to that, which was quite an experience. It was cool to do. I enjoyed it. It was not an official parade, so that was a little anxiety-inducing. There was no permit or anything to do that, but you still had thousands of people marching down the middle of several streets in Manhattan for a very long distance. But, they knew it was coming, so they still kind of basically treated it as though it was an official parade. But no floats, just lots of people chanting and cheering and waving and smiling and yelling and all kinds of fascinating and invigorating things. So it was quite the experience. I'm blanking on the name. I don't know if you remember the name, Ashley. That's bugging me. I can't remember the name of it. But you're getting your letter soon for HRT. That is extremely exciting. Congratulations. That's so awesome. Wow. Congratulations. That's extremely cool. Especially, here we are in Pride Month. Couldn't have timed it better. That's very cool. That's very cool. Thank you for sharing that. Alright. I'm going to build up these sides so you can maybe see vertically how I'm kind of filling in the sides here. I will take these tiles, the color flat pieces, and lay them down across the top of this. And I think there's kind of a neat little effect, right, with the little indents there. This one I left kind of deliberately open because of an archway I'm going to put in the middle. I don't know if it will be, but I thought it might be a neat effect. Oh no, let's go elsewhere. Alright, I do feel a lot better. The AC helps a lot. Again, I hope it's not creating a lot of noise for you. But I think I will also try opening my window now. So let's see what that's like. Alexa, turn off work AC. Alright, let's do from afar. You can see. Oh, I'm not talking to you. Alexa, stop. Alright, so one of 2 windows. Open up now. Let's see if that works. I think one problem with my office / Lego room here is that the wind doesn't always seem to come in. So even when it's open and it's cool, the airflow isn't always there, unfortunately. So hopefully this will work. It will help me keep cool. If not, I might have to turn the AC back on, just so I am not a sweaty mess. All right. So what's going on here? I have this base that's smooth. I have these little points here, which is where I can put the attachments that this will go around. Oh, I did not plan that correctly. Well, shoot. All right. That's okay. I can easily move it in. Goodness. Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, I'm not getting like any wind through this window. And also, these things are really firmly on here. Shoot. All right. I was a little too successful in applying these pieces. Oh, that's awesome. It absolutely counts. Well said, Ashley. That is very cool. Oh, sorry, I'm catching up now. Congratulations on your sports bra. I don't know if I have a sports bra. Actually, most of the time I don't wear one unless when I'm trying to like create a little cleavage. So then I'll put on a bra. But yeah, I don't know if I have a sports bra. I don't really do sports, so that might be why. I am lazy. What was I gonna say? Oh, with the train, you have not missed a ton. So I showed off the cars that were made in the past, which I think you were here for all of them. The bear train, wagon cattle car, the gender fluid tanker, the lesbian car carrier, and the trans engine. I mentioned my plan, my goal to create another engine in the colors of the Philly Pride flag, so that combined with the trans engine, they will make the Progress Pride flag and pull all the identities along. So that is the vision of what will come after this. I thought I was going to do it tonight, but I did not have all the right pieces. And I just knocked a piece off and it went flying. Oh, here we go. All right, these are way more firmly on here than I thought, which I guess kudos to me for being able to attach pieces, but dang it. Oh, there we go. Okay. Ha. Whew. All right. Sorry, I did that too low. You couldn't see. But I took this piece off and moved it down one stud so that it will actually be able to connect and hold our containers. Ooh, there's a breeze. Oh, thank goodness. All right. Okay, so this end I need to fix. This is how my nails get destroyed. I went to a manicurist's. We're in DC, and I'm like, oh, my nails are so terrible. And I mean, I knew why, but still, I felt like I had to like comment on why they were so ratty. But Legos are definitely a significant chunk of why my pinkies are always the longest nail on my hand, because everything else gets broken because it is not friendly to nails. I know I could do things like fake nails or gels or things like that, but I don't know. I haven't. It's not a route I've gone down. Plus, I kind of have fun painting my nails. I like doing that, so I don't want to do, at least not yet, anything that's severe. All right. So I've reattached that other end. Well, now build this up a little bit. All right, so if I wanted to, I could make these cars sit flush. Oh, maybe I do. Yeah, I do. Oh, jeez. I'm an idiot. I don't need all these pieces. I can make it lower. All right, so I'm putting these smooth tiles on here. They don't have to be smooth tiles. I could do a plate if I wanted the cars not to come off, right? If I wanted them to stick to the base, then I could do something else. But in this case, I did these smooth plates here, and that's so that these cars, that little feet on the bottom there can go right over top of it. You can see, again, the forklift can come along, slip in there, lift it on or off the train, and it would be nice and successful. And so now we have our intersex rail car. So back to some time. Nail art I haven't done yet. I definitely want to do that. That would be very fun. I need a Lego tank top. I kind of have. Well, I don't have tank tops. I haven't done many tank tops, period, actually. But I do have a Lego crab. I don't know if you saw. This is a Lego lobster crab. Lego lobster from when I was in Provincetown. Got this up there and thought that was pretty fun and cool. So I do have kind of a Lego top. I have a couple other Lego tops. I have some Lego. Again, they're all in the t-shirt variety because I don't do too many tanks, but they are all of the Lego club I'm in. ILUG-NY, the Lego user group for New York, which I did the logo for, so I made my own t-shirts. Like, we made some official t-shirts for the group. I didn't love the colors, so I made my own also. So I have 4 or 5 ILUG-NY shirts. All right, so this is nearly done. I will do the bogies, the wheels, last, which will also set me up to start the bogies for the other car we're doing tonight, because we're doing 2. So I once again forgot to turn my camera back, but that's okay, because it only took a second, and boom, there we go. Put little light / rails there on the side. Yeah, and this one's nearly done. Now I will put the build camera back on, and we'll come back here. Have enough here to make 4 sets of wheels, which is good because we have 2 rail cars tonight. It's like just enough of a breeze to not make me desperate. Not a lot of wind. How do you do that? Do I get a fan to suck the air in? Do I mount a fan outside my apartment blowing in? Yeah, this room gets no draft to it. So it's always the warmest or the coldest. So this little flat plate here with this little stud on top is a Technic connection. If you know the Lego Technic series, which is kind of like the gears and all that kind of fun stuff. That's there to clip into a hole on the base of these rail cars and allow full swiveling. Oh, there we go. Of the rail car, so it can make the turns. So we pop on one on both ends of this. Oh, you know what? That's coming loose. I forgot where that, because I moved these back, these ends of it back one stud to, because I couldn't count. It actually hits these little swivels and they knock the plates off. That's okay. We will just swap them out for something narrower. And ta frickin' da. Intersex rail car. Intersex Intermodal. So we got that going on. One more car for the trans train. I will put this in the pile of all the others, and we'll keep on building. We'll make some more. Here, actually, I'll put it here in front of my school. So, got that. Nope, you can't really see it. That's not very adjustable. Kind of works, right? Okay, so that was train number 1. Thank you very much, Ashley. I will have another sip of beer. Ooh, what kind of nail art will you do, Nicole? Because that's something I've always wondered about. I want something that, if I'm gonna have it be elaborate, I want it to last a while. So then I'm like, oh, well, what do I want to last a while? And I get myself down a rabbit hole. Move the excess pieces aside. Okay, so boom, intersex. Got them included in the train. The question is what else to build. And so once again, I will ask, just based on the colors, if you have any guesses about what this particular car will be. I will sift through it while you ponder and analyze. Right? One of the colors I realize might be hard to make out, but there is like, it's not white, it is purple. So, purple, white, and sand green. We have, yes, you guessed it, genderqueer. You're going to do a genderqueer hopper, an open-topped hopper car, so that depending on the day, maybe you want to fill up with, I'm blanking on the word. It's not coal. Maybe you want to fill up with boy, or maybe you want to fill up with girl, or maybe you want to fill up with a mix of both, or neither, or a whole other set or slew of identities. You know, that's I think a facet of being genderqueer is that you're not necessarily one or the other, but you're not necessarily one binary or the other. You might be a combination of anything, everything, or nothing. And so that is what I figured. By having an open hopper, you can fill it up with whatever you want. Your whatever portion of whatever identity you want to be at any given moment. Again, as I'm saying all these things, if I'm getting these definitions wrong, or if I am misunderstanding them or misrepresenting them, please correct me. I do not mean to be an authority, let alone being someone who gets it wrong. So I know that. Open to criticism or correction. Just paint them and not do anything fancy. Well, that's always fine. I do that all the time. I do have the remnants of my manicure here. They're definitely going away at the tips, but there's still a little bit of shiny gold purple going on there, which was a very pretty color. It'll be interesting to see how well it comes off. I have a polish I use on my toes that's called Coke Zero, and it's black with red metallic glitter inside, so it looks very cool. And it is kind of a nightmare to take off. it's just bits of glitter sticking, and not sticking everywhere, but definitely not coming off of the toe. The color will come off, the glitter remains. I felt very bad at the manicure pedicure place when I was getting my pedicure done, because I had not taken my polish off, and the poor lady was not having an easy time wiping off all of that glitter. She got it done, but it was a little bit delayed compared to my friend in the next seat over. Yeah, I drink an insane amount of Coke Zero, so a polish called Coke Zero was perfect for me. I got it actually when I got a manicure and pedicure in Provincetown, and I liked it so much I bought a ton of it. Then I found out it was a lot more watery than I was expecting, or that I remembered, so I just use it on my toes now. Alright, so we have a little base here for our hopper car. Like I mentioned, sometimes this challenge with other colors, but it can be tough to build with certain colors because Lego doesn't always make the pieces you want in that color, right? They have their official shades, and then they have their official molds for the different shapes of pieces, but those two things don't always line up, and that can be a challenge when you have a specific vision in mind of what you want to build, and then you find out, oh, Lego does not make that piece in that color, or it's prohibitively expensive because it's super rare. So that was the scenario I was faced with building this, because I have all this sand green, but I didn't have a slope of the angle I wanted. I didn't have something that was rising sharp enough vertically at the base. So what I'm doing is I'm taking these little slope pieces, these 1x3 uh, sand green slopes. I'm going to put them on their side to create that vertical sense. And then I want them to sit flush to these other green pieces, which means I need to do a little bit of finagling to actually make it touch this, because there's no sand green thing with just one stud on one side, at least that I have. And I want it to be flush. I don't want it to stick out. So the compromise I came up with is to take some pieces, some plates and tiles. There's another. All right, somewhere in here. Oh, here we go. I'm doing that. And I need one by area. So I'm taking these plates and these tiles, and we are going to marry them together. And that way, by sort of staggering these, I didn't have a 1x6 in sand green, but I did have 1x4 and 1x2 in both tiles and plates. So by alternating them, they become a very strong little thing. This one had, I had just 2 of these, but 2 tiles that were 3 long, so I did those together, and that's also still pretty strong. And now I can take these sand green slopes and attach them horizontally along here. So I'll put 6 of them on each of these little things. And I will mount them to this side facing stud piece. Oh, it's still fuzzy. But this little side, if you can see those studs there, and attach them against that. And it should work out to the appearance of a, vertical slope, but done with pieces on their side, which is always kind of fun to mix up a little bit. Hey, Rich. Hey, it's awesome to have you here. And this is not an illegal build. Thank you very much. Lego does this. There are some illegal builds, and obviously you will not get arrested, but you could break some things. There are some things that put Lego pieces in different stress positions, which is not something involving rope play. It is actually potentially bending pieces and breaking them. This is not one of those. This is an official allowed connection for Lego pieces. So I'm not doing anything illegal by doing these pieces on their side. Right. Come on. Oh. I did them in the wrong order. That would stop it. So in order to attach this, I had to put at the right height, this piece, this side piece with the studs on its side, then a plate, and then a brick to get to the right height to then attach this on its side. And look at that, right? Flush against it, or nearly so once I push it down. There we go. So now it will look like it's all there and it's attached vertically when it's actually it's attached from the side. So get a little shake up there. Cool. They do change their mind a lot. And honestly, adults were part of the plan. I think I mentioned this before, or part of the nudge. So 15% of Lego purchases are by adults for adults, not by adults for kids, but for themselves. So there is a fairly healthy adult fan of Lego, or AFOL, community. And because of that, they've done a lot of innovative and involved things. Not that kids can't do some crazy things, but some adults really pushed the limit and the thinking of what you could accomplish with brick. And some of those techniques became known as snot techniques because they're nothing if not immature, but it means studs not on top, snot. And there are all these different ways to connect pieces in unconventional ways, but nonetheless, they because Lego has everything down to these nice fine millimeter tolerances, they still all connect together and create some pretty crazy and fascinating connections. And Lego recognized them. I remember there was a lot of acclaim. It was with that one Lego train that's orange and black, the or Empress Express. I forget what the name of that particular set is, but when that came out, people commented on how the windows were attached using a standard snot technique. So Lego definitely learned from its fan community. I mean, I think, right? Obviously, I don't know for sure the origin of these things, but that was the impression people had, was that Lego had seen its fans use it and incorporated those building techniques themselves. So even if it was maybe kind of sort of illegal before, it is no longer illegal. It is official Lego canon, what I'm doing here. Dip a Lego piece in beer. That is a travesty to both the beer and the Lego. Yes, it does. That's a great question. This color is sand green. I don't know. I mean, that's what the fans call it. That's what you'll find it when you look it up on Bricklink or other sites. So yeah, that's what we call it, sand green. And you're right, it's gorgeous. It's one of those pieces that, again, is not always there in abundance, and they have not made a lot of different molds with this color. So it can be limiting at times, but what you can pull off with it can be gorgeous. I got a huge amount of slopes, and that's how I built my town hall, if you remember that ages ago. But my Lego town hall has this same color as that roof. And it's because when I saw that color, I thought, oh, that looks like a government roof. And so I made that building because of that color of those slope pieces, those roof pieces. And so I wholeheartedly agree. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. Yeah. Oh, just going now, you can see some pictures from Pride things. So this is my website, justjess42.com, and I have some things coming from Instagram. So you can see Jessica, Ashley, and I went to DC for Pride, and Ashley and I went to the Coney Island Mermaid Parade last weekend and had a blast. So you can see those things if you happen to choose to follow me on social. Ooh, a gold Lego train. That would be fascinating. I need to definitely, I think in that situation, I definitely want to identify the pieces ahead of time, which is not my strength, but because gold pieces are definitely one of the shades that can be very limited, especially in certain piece types. So I want to make sure I do that right, because I can get very expensive very quick if I get it wrong, or if I get the wrong pieces. That'd be cool. If nothing else, I do try to do gold accents, like I have on the trans car. Of course, always happy to give an answer. Thank you for the question. I appreciate that. All right. So doing little stands here. I feel like I should have more pieces. I should have like 3 more sand green pieces. Huh. Well, that's okay. I have a giant bag of sand green beside me for just this very situation. Boom. And so you've noticed as I've done this, like these little things are a little offset. I have this little sort of staggered thing going on, and that's because I wanted to get a little bit of relief on the side. I wanted to get a little more depth to it. I could have just built it straight up and down across it, but you know, this is a genderqueer car. Things shouldn't be that straight. So I varied it up a little bit. And again, did I not have enough pieces? I'm missing like 1 green tile piece. I have a few extra pieces there. Well, son of a... Alright. I am soaring through these. I'm like... from past experiences, I'm like, oh man, maybe I'll have time to do both cars in 2 hours, and I'm gonna like have them both finished. That's what I get for thinking I know how to plan. I did not drop it in the beer. A car with a Transverse logo. That would be very cool. I'd like it to be brick built, but I don't know if I can pull that off. I have some Transverse stickers, which are available on the Transverse shop. So I guess I could do that. That'd be cool. I wonder, I mean, obviously we are so inclusive of the LGBTQ community. I don't know what colors to apply for that. Does the Transverse have official colors? I don't know. All right, so while I'm pondering, building up the sides of the car here with a couple plates. And so you can see that relief kind of looks, you know, inset there, which I think looks neat. A little more interesting than just if that was all smooth green. A little more variation there. That's a good thought. We can definitely ask Emily for that. Because I look at that, like, I don't want to diminish that gorgeous, intricate phoenix there. So yeah, we would want to think, how can we represent that in bricks? I can obviously just try to build the logo itself in bricks. I don't know how well that will work on a train, but I can do something upscaled to just try to do the logo itself in Lego. That would be, I like that. Let's go with that. That'd be cool. Right. Whatever little breeze I got before is not returning. Jeez. I know it's 6 degrees outside, but it is not 6 degrees inside, even with the window open. That is annoying. Alright, so we have the green, we have the Dayglow white, so now for the purple. So again, like I mentioned with the sand green, I had even less of the light purple here in terms of what shapes the available pieces came in. So because it was so limiting, I had to definitely do some trade-offs on what I would do and how I would represent the ends of it. Because otherwise, ideally, I would have it continue the angle of the top. But I only had non-angled pieces, so I'm going to kind of like fake a continuation of the angle here in a second with some other pieces. I'm putting some slopes here, so we drop stuff in, it'll all fall down into the middle of the hopper. We do more of these angled pieces with the holes on the side to attach things at a 90-degree angle. That there on the sides. All right, now we're going to kind of make some kind of fake sides here. So I still have the light purple on the ends and then a white piece in the middle, which I know is hard to make out because they're so bright, but I swear it's true. Then I have these pieces with clips on them, which will be more apparent when I hold it up here. I'll do that on the sides. I'll put another black piece in the middle. And then we'll take light purple and put it on there. I'll do the same here. And so I only had 1x2 light purple pieces, so I had to break this up into 2s. Which is unfortunate, but you do what you can when you only have so many pieces and so many colors. Hey, Bidvani, you do not have to be sorry for being late. You were the star of the show yesterday. You deserve rest for that. And you did an amazing job. Very good job. That was fun to watch. If you didn't catch it, then catch the replay, which I think you can see right now on twitch.tv of Bidvani's interview yesterday with Emily. It was very fun and very cool stuff and some fascinating things, peeks into the world of acting. Not that was all of it, but I just thought that was really fun at the end when we got into that. So I brought this up just to show, so I attached these pieces again at a 90-degree angle on the side, but that little purple plate kind of continues the line, right? Even though it's not a slope piece, it kind of extends it out past the white, and the purple there looks nice, and I'll put some stuff on top that will kind of obscure this black line in the middle, and it will feel like this kind of came out farther than it actually could by using these snot techniques. Cool. Oh, son of a... There you go. Sorry about that. Kind to say, Midvani. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So you missed the Intersex Intermodal car, so I'll show that again. And now we're doing the Genderqueer Hopper, which you can fill up with whatever gender or no gender you want on any given day. Man. Let's do that first. Trying to put these little rods on the end, which is not super easy. There you go. That one there. I'll attach these to the bottom. And it will kind of sort of look like there's one continuous rod. All right, I must have lost pieces along the way because I know I had all 4 rods in this bag, and now I'm missing one. Well, that is annoying. Well, time to go find another. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. Oh, that camera's frozen, so you can't see anything. No, you can't see the pieces over here. I have a little thing off to my side with all these trays, just like that one. Oh, there, you can see. Yeah, you can see there. I will get some more rods. That is right here. I have a whole host of different pieces. And there we go. I'm frustrated that apparently one disappeared. That's okay. All right, nearly done. Here's some of your gold, Logic Cluster. That's awesome. What are you unsure about when getting a trans flag? Is it a safety thing for you, or just not sure where to put it? I have to admit, I have, I think, 2 giant trans flags. I don't know where to put them. Though I did hang one in my kitchen window for Pride, so I can't see anything out that window, but everyone outside can see a giant trans flag with the word resist and the HRC logo on it. All right, there's some of your gold. Yeah, I understand. That's a very understandable reasoning. Well, you can always have it and not put it somewhere at first if you want. I see a lot of people wearing them as capes at Pride parades, which I've loosely thought about. I think mostly the only reason I hesitate is for heat reasons, but I think it's a cool idea. That would be cool. And by the way, thank you for saying that it's relaxing and informative. I hope so. I'm aware that might not always be the case. So as much as it is sometimes true, I'm glad to hear that. Apparently when, or especially when I am whipping through it, as I am tonight. I really thought building 2 train cars that I was figuring out from scratch today would take a lot longer than this, but hey, that's okay. Alright, now we can attach the wheels. Huh. They're a little tough to attach, I think because of the bricks above them. I thought I left space, but I guess not. Oh. You know what? Since we are ahead of schedule, I'm going to fix this. So I'm having a problem right now where you can see right there that little bit of white through those 2 holes. I want to stick this train car into the farthest out hole, and it's not going in smoothly because that white brick is there blocking it. So I can create a little kind of arch over that space and go around that. I'm going to do that. So let's see if this destroys the whole car, but I'm going to try to take it off from the bottom. Alright, kind of sort of worked. So this white piece is the problem. It is taking up too much space. So we'll take it off and we will replace it kind of easily with sand green. So I can put these 2 there, and so that will still be firm support while leaving a space in the middle so it won't block the attachment point for the bogie. So we can do the same over here. Take off the white, put on the green, reattach. This little piece flew off. I can go back over here. That was a much faster fix than I expected. That went together pretty smoothly. Nice. And so now, when I put the wheels on, it should go in nice and smooth and still allow it to rotate. That's one problem. If I could have, jammed it in there before, it probably would have gone in, but it would not have stayed, or it would not have been very free moving because it would have been stuck tight against it. All right, so let's slide over the extra, and now we have our Genderqueer Hopper. So there you go. It is, well, right now it's empty, but it can be full of whatever and amount, quantity, and variety of gender you want, because in any combination you want, it is genderqueer. But yeah, we have the Genderqueer Hopper, and we have the Intersex Intermodal, all together for another extension, another continuation of the trans train. Let's get out here. Let's take a look, right? Ooh, I'm gonna try it with this camera. Let's see if this works. Pardon, well, no, yeah, I'm gonna move it first so you don't get like motion sick. We'll see how well I can rotate this. See what my aim is like. Oh, not terrible. You can still see its power cord, but we can delete that. Bring in our other rail cars here. Let me move this front. Let's put this in front. This is getting to be quite a long train. Not too shabby, right? This is pretty decent. I think once I build the Philadelphia Pride flag themed engine to match this engine, this would be a solid train. I mean, I'd be happy to keep on adding cars to it, but I think that would, 6 cars, 2 engines, that would be a solid Lego train right there. Transgender then gender fluid. Oh, I don't. Identities can come in any order that they want. We don't have to make them in order. That you're saying the gender fluid tanker should come after the trans car? Then what? Genderqueer, I guess. Yeah, I mean it's a mix, right? But it should be mixed. We shouldn't be only our gender identities or our sexual orientations. We got some men loving men, women loving women. So that's something I need to do. I need to do some pan, some poly, some bi. Let's get some mix up of other sexual identities in here. That'd be cool. But I didn't mean to scold you on that. It's totally cool to be in any order. I didn't mean that. Make that sound negative. Also, I'm glad this camera's working. I was a little bit worried, but that was decent. I was pondering putting this camera on like another angle, so it'd be like lower down than the one I have on a boom up there. So I can show you. You know, this is my camera I had pointing at the Lego stuff. To my side, loosen this. I can also. So there's the camera on the boom. That's the build camera, and I have another camera back there, which is frozen and only showing you a picture that was like true a week or so ago. So I don't know why that's happening, and I don't know why I have all these, other than I like gadgets, and I don't have kids, so I'm blessed to be able to make some stupid decisions from time to time. So there we go. Honestly, that's kind of it. I did not think, again, that building 2 train cars would happen in less than 2 hours. I honestly thought, especially the intermodal, because I thought up and found the pieces for both of these today. So I did not think I would be able to build them this rapidly. But yeah, I'm glad it came together. I'm just sorry it went so quick, I guess. Hey, Lime Jello. Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciate it. You have the same curtain of rods. That's awesome. Wait, I'm waiting. What am I waiting for? The Everything is Awesome set. You know, this. Well, I have to admit, I can't move this easily because it is plugged in. Actually, I don't know if you can see. It's lit up. The feet have little lights under there. I bought a little lighting set. So, you can see the lights there, which is why I can't put over because the cord is very taut and behind the bookshelf to unplug it. But I do have another set in my living room. I guess I could pull out at some point. But it's a good point. I will stage it with it. I'll take a picture of the whole train with the set for social. That is a very good idea. I like that. Is that a bug or a fluffy? Oh, that's annoying. Whatever. Actually, I think, well, you can't really see the heart because I'm realizing the mic blocks it, but I also do have, whoa, a heart back there. And so if I say, Alexa, turn off awesome. Alexa, turn on awesome. I do need a train station. You know, well, it's not obviously a gay train station, but I do have a train station, which I can pull up here. It's Alexa still thinks I'm talking to it. Where do I have pictures of it online? Oh goodness, I don't know if I do. I didn't think about this. So I have a Lego train station, which I love, but I put it in a show and then it went to storage, and it was in storage for 2 years. Right away. So I don't know if I ever actually got to take proper pictures of it, let alone post them. I'm way behind on pictures. I haven't changed this out yet either. I mean to do a different spotlight on my school. So I don't know if the train station is in any of my pictures. Oh no. That'd be sad. I love my train station. It is really cool. It has like a picture of it has a space for a monorail in it. It's very it's very deluxe. Maybe it's in my photo stream. Sorry, you just saying that maybe like, oh, I want to show you my train station, but I don't know. Shoot, I don't think I have a picture of it on here. All right, I'll try to find a picture and upload it to Builder's Block, to the forum. So I'll put links to intersex resources and genderqueer resources, as well as a picture of my train station in there. No, I guess I didn't take it to this show either. Ah, that's it. That's frustrating. It's an awesome station. Oh, I'm bummed I don't have it. I can show you another train I have, which is this passenger train I made that's 7 cents wide. That was a fun one. I think I shown that on the stream a long time ago when I got it briefly out of storage. And that's the problem. All my stuff is in a storage unit 10 blocks away. So it's not easy for me to get them, let alone find which box they're in, take them out, bring them here, and then reassemble them, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I don't have any handy pictures. Oh, I'm bummed. It would be so cool to show you that. And with my actual train. Oh well. Another time. Well, like I said, I don't mean to keep vamping. But I don't think I have another half hour of content in me. I think this was it. And honestly, that might be a good thing. So I mentioned that tomorrow morning I'm speaking at 8, which for me means I'm waking up at like 5:30, 5:45 to make sure I can be ready in time, because I don't want to be late for that. I don't want to show up late to that. So I think I might call it in a second here, just so I can actually go immediately to bed and not be a zombie tomorrow. So thank you for saying no, keep going. I don't mean to. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. I can tell you about my plans for Pride. Thank you, Mivani, and I apologize for not. This is my part of why it's so frenetic is because I've been doing so many other plans. So I for those of you at the start might have heard some of this already, but for Pride, tomorrow is like mostly my work Pride day. We've been doing things all month. We've been communicating things all month. We had Bob the Drag Queen as a speaker yesterday at our Kalamazoo facility. Tomorrow, I'm speaking to our client services and digital partners and events organization. All the folks in our Pfizer Digital who do those tasks. I'm friends with the head of that department, so she's asked me to come in and talk not just about Pride, but also kind of share what I think they might be able to help with, or what actions they can take that would make it a better environment for colleagues like me. Then I have our speaker, Dr. Vivian Ming, who is very cool, and actually I can show her just so you can look her up. But here we go. So founder and executive chair of SoCo Labs. Yeah, she is a professional head scientist. That's great. She does work in artificial intelligence and neuroscience, and is noted, I think, in the UK's out LGBT. She got out leadership. She got recognized, and she has a lovely wife, and she's a trans woman. And so we asked her to be our keynote speaker. So she'll be speaking tomorrow. We'll do a stream from her in the UK, which I believe is where she is. That or California, I forget, which is sad. But she'll be speaking remote tomorrow for us. And then in the evening, I'm helping to host an open bar event on a rooftop of a hotel for some of our colleagues who are members or allies of our LGBTQ organization. So that will be a lot of fun. I'll do that for a couple hours, and I will run straight from there to dinner, and straight from dinner to a party in Williamsburg that will go, I'm sure, quite late. So it will be a long day tomorrow, which is why I do not have a problem maybe getting a little more sleep tonight. But that should be fun. Friday, dinner and a party. Her something or other. I actually, you might know. I can't remember anything. I remember it when I see the tickets tomorrow. But a party tomorrow, and then Saturday I think we're actually kind of semi taking it easy because the parade is on Sunday, and I was asked for a group I'm in. I'm actually a member of the New York Bartenders Association. So that's a fun, crazy thing. U.S. Bartenders Guild. There we go. I'm in the New York chapter of the U.S. Bartenders Guild. I am not a bartender, but I am an enthusiast. And enthusiasts apparently are allowed to join, so I joined it. I get to support them a little bit with a bit of the funds I've been blessed with, and I get to experience a lot of cool things. And so they asked if we wanted to march on Sunday, but I think it's supposed to be a little bit hot and muggy. I don't know if I want to be tied down in a march. I haven't done it before. I'm sure that would be awesome. But honestly, it's sort of like the parade is fun for like an hour, and then you're like, it's freaking hot. Let's go find somewhere with AC. So, her disco diner party. Thank you, Ashley. You, as always, in so many ways, are a lifesaver. So that's Friday, and then parade on Sunday. Though like I said, don't think I'll be marching. How about any of you? Any of you marching in any parades? You doing any great moments where you're out there? I know some people mentioned they went to local parties, including some back in May. We got to watch the DC March right outside our hotel. That was a lot of fun. A lot smaller than New York, but it wasn't a bad thing. It was casual. It was fun and felt like a strong sense of community. So that was really cool. Ooh, but I have to imagine San Francisco Pride is amazing. I have to think that's the original. Well, obviously the original riot was Stonewall, but the flag was created for and first flown out there in 78, 79. So I have to imagine that was pretty amazing. This is a good beer. Oh, thank goodness. I was going to say, I don't know how much more of it I can drink because this is a tall can of Pixie Dust Pride. I really appreciate that they had like the trans flag on this can. I got it. Favorite brewery. Thank you. I am a fan too. I helped make it. We wanted all the colors of the Progress Pride flag. We tried it on the Progress flag. It did not go super well. The ribbon emblem definitely conflicted with the chevron. So we did this. So I was a little worried it would be a little bit too kaleidoscopy, but I think it came out nice. Yeah, and it goes with our new identity. Our old Pride flag had the old Pfizer logo, and it was just the rainbow, so it was cool to see those other elements of inclusion. So it was personally rewarding that like we pushing for it, no one pushed back. Everyone was all for doing the entire Progress flag. You cannot buy it. You used to be able to. I know it was available on the Pfizer store last year. I have not seen it up there this year. Which is thank you. It's a good reminder. I was going to ask our brand person if it was going to come back or if it could come back because we had other internal people who wanted to buy it. I lucked out to get a big one and a little one, and they were kind to give me copies since I was like the person pushing for it. I think this was 30 and like this was 10. So it might be on Pfizer.com/store, but I don't think so. Yeah, thank you, Torben. I agree. Like it's something that I know a lot of people take umbrage with companies embracing the flag, and I think for a lot of places that are direct to consumer, there's probably some apt criticism that they're just doing it to get people to buy more things. Obviously, that's not necessarily the case with Pfizer. In fact, it's probably pissing off as many people as it's endearing us to. But it comes from us, from LGBTQ colleagues in the company asking for that representation. So it definitely had an internal origin. And that's why I try to withhold some of my skepticism when I see it on other companies, because I know, being someone on the inside, the value it has to see your company publicly not shy away from you. So that's why I think it's okay. And Torben, I don't know if you got to see this, but this was the train that we built tonight. Which camera do I want? Nope. Yep. So the status of the train so far, we had previously done the lesbian car carriers, the tanker of gender fluid, and the bear car, complete with human and bears. So tonight we built the hopper of Genderqueer, which you can fill up with any mixture of gender that you want or none, and the Intersex Intermodal with its different cargo containers ready to be shipped around the country. So, don't know if you were here for any of those constructions, but there's the display at the end. Oh, nice rehearsal. That's fun. We had to talk more about that. But that's awesome. It's so cool that you're still doing that. That's very cool. And thank you for popping on. And like I said, I'm sorry it's come kind of at a lull, but I thought I had more than 2 hours of content, and it turns out I had like an hour and 20 minutes of content. So everyone gets to hear me endlessly vamp with no clear end in sight. Yeah. Talked about the New York plans. We talked about the plans. I can show you some pictures. Yeah, that can be something. So, yeah, I talked about our trip. I don't think anything's unsafe. I don't want to connect with Out Leadership. Actually, Out Leadership is awesome. I went to an event of theirs. I got to meet their CEO and hear an amazing talk, including the head of the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, which was really cool. So actually is a pretty fascinating organization that's focused more on C-suite and convincing your corporate suite of the importance of LGBT inclusion and diversity for your business objectives. So it's kind of tackling the thing, obviously not at a grassroots level, it's actually going for the top with the intent of making not only real progress on the corporate side, but also legislatively. So they worked with Congress and other groups to, as well as at the state level, and probably more success at the state level, to enact different policies and different metrics, including there's metrics for diversity on companies' boards, and that diversity was only looking at race. It didn't and gender. It didn't look at LGBTQ people. And so that was a big push that this organization did, was to get that factored in as a measurable dimension of diversity. And of course they want to push to actually make it a requirement, which is not, obviously companies aren't forced to do this, but some things like the NASDAQ do have their own standards. To be listed, you have to meet certain requirements. And so obviously having LGBTQ leadership would be a wonderful metric. And one I'm happy again that my company meets, because my boss's boss's boss has been an out lesbian on C-suites since the 90s. So yeah, this was a cool organization to participate in. But that wasn't what I was going to show you. I was going to show you. Oh, right. Midvani, you should talk to my buddy Torben. This is one of my roommates in college. An awesome dude. Awesome dude. And so much fun. When we ever do our bar tour, our dive bar tour, we always just end up like the two of us just talking the entire time. But yeah, he's Midvani Torben is an actress. She's done a number of productions on stage and screen, or is it mostly just screen? I know you talked about all the different movies you've done. I'm sorry that I'm blanking on that from like yesterday. I have a terrible memory, to a worrisome degree sometimes. But yeah, happy to connect. You two should talk. All right, where are the pictures? I was going to show you. Oh, this is the creations page. That's why it's on there. I do freaking love this picture. It didn't do as well as I had hoped, but I realized that just because I like it doesn't mean everyone else likes it. But that was Ashley as Ariel. We went to the Mermaid Parade this weekend, and so we had a fun time out there. And we had that was in DC, a very cool art display we got to see, including that wasn't even part of the display. That was just there on the wall permanently. That was fun. We got to the Capitol and go up on the roof, and I had a board game weekend the week before that. So lots of fun, cool adventures lately. And it will be a whirlwind this weekend. And I'm thankful that Jessica's there, because Jessica Lee is our primary picture taker. So that's the way that you can actually see us do things, is because she will actually take the pictures and stories of us while we're there. All right, folks. I know I have been just filling air, which is a delight. I don't mean to do this, but I'm a little embarrassed. I'm a little chagrined that I did not do a better job planning and filling the time for the construction, the actual purpose of the show, right? Which is building. And I built too fast, I guess, but it was still a pleasure. And I think I am, though, going to take a little bit of license to leave 19 minutes early, so I can go to bed early. So when I wake up at 5:30, I won't hate the world as much. I hope that's okay. I hope you'll indulge me in that. And I hope you are just doing awesome this Pride Month. And I know that's sometimes a tall order to ask for. It is never been more of a reminder that Pride was born in protest than when we see, especially here in the US, all the different things happening legislatively in so many places that are saying us what feels like years backwards. It's right to feel sad about that. It's right to be concerned and even at times feel despair, because that's a natural and normal human thing. The important thing is not to let that be all that you feel, because there's also hope. And this community and you being here is a reminder that that exists, and that we have these opportunities, this chance for momentum, and I think a surety that generationally we are on the side of progress. And even as each of us hopefully finds a moment to celebrate, rightfully so, because there are a lot of things to celebrate, that we keep remembering that Pride is also an act of righteous rebellion. It is a statement that is itself radical, that we should all be loved for who we are, not just acknowledged, not just tolerated, but celebrated. And I hope you will remember that in the good and the bad times, that you will make this Pride Month a month to celebrate and commemorate and take action. I know I'm going to. As always, it's been so great to have you here. This has been Builder's Block. I have been Jess. You have been awesome. And I so much appreciate this opportunity to spend time with you. I will definitely share you photos, Midvani, and we'll definitely do some more connection. And until later, have a wonderful night and a wonderful time, and go out there, get building, and show the world what you can create. Until later, night. I also know all these shows are wrong. I need to fix that. That will happen eventually. Night for real.